Hi there. I want to talk quickly about a couple of sayings I've been hearing a lot over the last 4 to 6 months. And they are common sense and fake news. So let's start with common sense. Years ago, I was working for a managing director who asked me to put together a training program on common sense. Now, this is for a national retail organisation, and it was a pretty challenging thing to do because fundamentally, when people say, it's common sense, what they really mean is, it's what I would do. Because actually, there probably isn't such a thing as common sense. Some things carry the majority, fair enough. So when we use the phrase common sense in communication, what we're often meaning is, this is what I would do. But we don't say that, and we don't position it as our opinion as we would in a feedback session. So the danger is if the other person or people disagree with us, guess what? You have the start of miscommunication, possibly the start of some conflict, or some people fighting back a little bit about what you believe. Now the second phrase is fake news. Probably a relatively new phrase that seems to have come about with changes in political scene over the last 12 to 18 months. But it's a similar principle. In my view, what people are saying when they say, well, that's fake news is, I don't agree with it. Not only do I not agree with it, I'm almost going to deny that it exists. And again, in communication sense, that can be quite dangerous. Now, in some cases, it's quite deliberate. It's a very vague, obscure way of describing something that leaves the interpretation open to the other parties. And in that case, they're very often going to make an interpretation that works for the people using it. So I just wanted to talk about this quickly. It was a thought in my head around the power of communication, both positive and negative, and how easy it is for us to miscommunicate, to be misunderstood, to start the causes and problems around conflict, often based on communication, or in worse cases, to deliberately be starting to mislead, obscure, and make it harder for people to understand what we mean and what's actually happening. So just a thought on communication.